So what's up everybody, welcome back to Taraji Eco Farm. Today we have yet another exciting video. It's a new season, the rains are here with us, and we are doing a lot of planting. We've planted quite a bit, and today we are going to plant some more. So one of the habits that we've gotten into after becoming self-sufficient farmers is actually saving seeds. So today I'm going to show you some of the seeds that we save and even some that we get from our friends or neighbors. So yeah, just come closer. So here we have some pumpkin seeds. These are actually the pumpkins that we harvested from our last season. We saved some seeds, we planted a bit, and today we'll also be planting some more. These ones are gourd seeds. We got them from one of our friends, and we'll also be preserving. We've planted a few and we'll plant a few more today, and we'll also be preserving these seeds. You can see the difference. You can see the difference between the two. The shape is almost similar, just the color is different. And then finally, remember we've always saved our lettuce seeds. We always let some of our lettuce go to seed. And inside here, let me just open one. Inside here, you can see the lettuce seeds. They are so tiny. Once you open these, I don't know if it's a flower or a pod, but once you open it, you can see the grayish black seeds, these ones. So those are some of the seeds that we save on the farm. We also save maize. We've actually shown you that before, and I'll put a clip here. We also save maize, which is the yellow maize that we plant on the farm. We've already planted most of it. Yeah, so stay tuned in. Let's plant together, and we'll show you the journey even as the crops mature. Yeah, so for today, we are going to actually plant a variety of things. I've just shown you the pumpkin, the gourds. I'm not sure we are going to add more lettuce because we'd already planted some seeds, just waiting for them to germinate. Then we are going to do carrots, some potatoes, and also some groundnuts. So stay tuned in, and we hope that you're going to enjoy this video. So the first thing that we are going to plant today is carrots. I have some seeds that I'm going to plant. This space actually, it's in between two raised beds. Then we have a tree tomato and two pomegranate trees. So for those of you who've been following us, we used to have some sacks here that we had collard greens, some, what are they called? Some gooseberries. But since the sacks started tearing, wearing off, and we actually showed you a video where we are now using jerry cans instead of sacks as they are bound to last longer. So this is the space now we'll be planting carrots. We leave a bit of space here to be able to access the bed. So we'll plant in between this space, just utilizing the little space that we have. So now the soil is nice and moist. We came from a very, very, very dry period. February was, it was a very bad month. Almost all our crops dried, and that's one of the problems of rain-fed agriculture. But now the rains are here with us, and hopefully we can be able to make good use of this season. So this is where I'll be planting the carrots all across. Yeah. Yes, so our experience with carrots has been quite incredible. It's one of those crops that we never found the farmers in this area growing it. Actually, they still don't. I think I haven't seen anyone actually doing carrots in this area. But we tried them and they did very well. Uh, we had a bit of hawking and all that, where the ground was hard. We had someone suggested that we should not use manure because it also causes hawking. So those are some of the challenges that we had. So we've not used any manure here, but this soil was very good. There was nothing that has been grown in this area for over 1 year because we had the sacks. So nothing has grown in this area for over 1 year. There's a bit of compost, well decomposed. Yeah, so hopefully the carrots are going to do very well. So I'm doing the final bit in this area where we had sacks. I'm almost done planting the carrots here. I'm quite positive they'll do well because the soil looks good, it's alive, moist, they're living organisms. So I'm quite positive, but we'll take you along the journey as they mature and we'll show you how they do. Yes, so we are done with carrots. Now we are adding some pumpkin. I planted some along this pathway, but I think from here to there we didn't plant anything. So that's what I'm going to plant today. So one of the ways we use pumpkin on the farm is, okay, actually two ways. For soup, and also we use them in our chapatis. Any other way, like boiling and eating them just by themselves, we don't enjoy that, but we enjoy having them in soups and also in chapatis. And it's also the way I make the kids eat pumpkin is just by having them in the chapati, otherwise they would never eat them. Yeah, so let's plant. Yeah, so just putting about 2 per hole, and the last one here. So usually, what you're trying to do this season, usually this place would not have anything. It's between some beds and the fence. But this time round, we are trying to make use of all the land. So that's why we've done pumpkin along this pathway. Yeah, so a couple of days ago, we planted some groundnuts and some what are they, arrowroots, some arrowroots. But this area here remained. So now we are going to plant some groundnuts. Just came from planting the pumpkin. Just going to add some 2 rows of groundnuts here. Yeah, so let's get into it. So I talked about carrots as being one of the crops that we didn't find the farmers in this area growing, and the groundnut is also another crop that we didn't find them growing. We tried it, did very well, and that's why we are planting it for the second season. So if you've not seen the videos where we were harvesting our groundnuts for the very first time, we are going to link them in the description. So don't miss out on those ones. So I'm just putting 2 groundnuts in each hole. Um, that's the way I planted in the first season. So I'm sure it will work the second time. So in our last season, we didn't actually get to eat peanut butter because the groundnuts are not as many, but we've kind of planted more this season, I believe. So really looking forward to making our own peanut butter. Yeah, we actually just had the groundnuts as snacks. We roasted them, and that's how we had them as snacks. So now we are done with the groundnuts, and we'll plant some 6 more gourds on this bed. So let me do just that. I have 2 there, 2 here. Ah, and finally 2 here. So the reason we planted the gourds here is they are close to the fence, so we can actually direct them to the fence. And one of the things that it's the very first time we are planting gourds, by the way. One of the things that we hope to do as Taraji Eco Farm is to actually start value addition. So gourds will act as our first uh, crop and a pathway to us just doing a lot of value addition on the farm. We'll see how it goes. It's our very first time planting it. We've been told that it produces a lot of gourds. So we are hoping to get as many gourds as we can, do some value addition, and hopefully you on the other end are going to actually be able to purchase some of our products. So the last thing that we are planting today is potatoes. We've actually planted quite a number on a different space on this farm. Then we had this little space that we just thought we could add a few more. Uh, One of the ways we use potatoes, like most people, is to make fries. Our kids really love fries. Roast potatoes, you can do mashed potatoes. There's a lot of dishes that you can do with potatoes. So it's one of our favorite foods actually. So if we have as many as we can, the better for us. So I need to mention that the reason why we raised the soil a bit is because our land is on a very steep inclination, has a very steep inclination, and because of that, we experience a lot of erosion. So one of the ways we plant our crops is just by raising the soil a bit, so that in case of erosion, at least the crop will remain with a bit of soil. Yes, so we are just done with planting. We've actually been planting continuously, and I think we're almost 90% done because there are some seedlings that we've started. So once they are big enough to transplant, we'll transplant them. Now, you can see from my background some collard greens that we planted, and our very good turkey ate all the leaves. Those are some of the challenges of keeping poultry alongside growing your food, but really is because we left the entrance open uh, unknowingly, and the turkey found its way to the farm. So those are some of the things that we go through on the farm. And I hope that you enjoyed today's video. tell a friend to tell a friend. This is the channel for everyone looking to do self-sufficiency. And as we mentioned, one of the things that we are practicing is actually seed saving. And it's one of the ways we can truly remain organic over generations. So we continue to save as many seeds as we can, where we can get from our friends, we also get from our friends. Yes. So see you in our next video. Remember to share, like, and leave a comment down there.